कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आपदामपहर्तारं धातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. When we are in ignorance, we don't even realize that we cannot think effectively and act effectively. We imagine that everything is under control and everything is going fine. We need to come slightly out of ignorance to know that we are in ignorance. If we don't come slightly out of ignorance, realizing that we are in ignorance itself is impossible. And this has what happened to Ravana. Covered by darkness of ignorance, Ravana did not realize that Rama and the entire Vanara army could be actually knocking at the doors of Lanka. Even for a moment, he did not believe that this could happen. And for 5 days, Ravana was in a kind of slumber, not knowing what was going on. When one is slightly drunk, knowing that one is drunk, one would hesitate to drive. Knowing that one is drunk, one would hesitate because one knows that there is a danger. There is a danger that one can get into an accident. But if one is heavily drunk, when one is heavily drunk, then one thinks one is fully in control of everything. Intoxication does things which are unimaginable. Ravana was also steeped in intoxication. Intoxication of pride, intoxication of lust, intoxication of egotism. And in that state, he did not realize what was about to ensue. No, until Shuka the spy came over and conveyed the message, Ravana did not know what was going on. And then Shuka, Ravana's spy, recounts how he got caught by Rama and eventually was freed. And Shuka talks about the might of Rama, the might of the Vanar Sena. And Shuka says, "Hey Ravana, sachahanta viradhasya kabandasya kharasya cha sugriva sahito ramaha sitayaha padamagataha." Sitayaha padamagataha. You need to see the transformation that is happening in Shuka the spy, the spy of the Rakshasas. He is telling Ravana, "Hey Ravana, that Rama, sachahanta viradhasya." Now he is extolling the greatness of Rama in front of Ravana. The one who killed Viradha, the mighty Viradha, who killed the mighty Kabandha, the one who killed your Khara and all the army of Khara, Sugriva Sahitaha, that Rama has now come here. Instead of saying has now come over to Lanka, Shuka is saying Sugriva Sahito Ramaha Sitaya Padamagataha. He has come to the place of Sita, he says. He is not saying, "Hey Ravana, he has come to your place." He says he has come to the place of Sita. As far as Ravana is concerned, Sita is a prisoner in Lanka. But now the one who is caught in the prison has become the owner of the place. This place is Sita's. He's come to Sita's place. Because Shuka has already realized that it's a matter of time that Ravana's end is going to come. So instead of saying, hey Ravana, Rama has come to your place, Shuka is saying, Rama has come to Sita's place. Wherever Sita is, it is her place. It's no longer your place, hey Ravana. Sakrutva sagare setum thirvacha lavanodhitam yesha rakshasi nirdhuya dhanvi tishtati ragavaha. Having constructed the bridge, wielding his majestic bow, Rama is standing right in front of Lanka. Pura prakaramayanti kshipramekataram kuru Sitam vasmai prayachashu yuddham vapi pradiyatam. So very soon, Pura prakaramayanti kshipram ekaratam kuru. Before, very soon, they are going to take over Lanka immediately. Before Lanka is taken over completely by demolishing the entire army, Shuka says, Ravana, you better return Sita to Rama. Ravana's spy is saying this. Ravana's eyes are now bloodshot in anger. He cannot tolerate his spy advising him as to what to do. Yadimam pratiyadjurena deva gandharva danavaha naiva sitam pradasyasmi sarvaloka bayadapihi. He says, even if the entire world, all the lokas, everyone from all the lokas come and stand in front of me to fight against me, I will not return Sita. Kata samabhidhananti mamaka raghavam sharaha vasante pushpitam mattha bhramara iva padapam. Samabhidhavanti. He says, I am waiting for when my arrows will fall upon Rama like large black bees excited with joy falling upon a tree, a fully blooming tree. Ravana says, I am very eager to not only fight with Rama, but actually hurt him with all my arrows. Sagarasyeva me vego, marutasyeva me balam, nacha dasharadir veda tenamam yodhum ichhati. I am really eager to fight with Rama because Rama does not know that my strength is like that of the ocean. My speed is like that of the wind. I am mightier than the mighty, and Rama does not realize this. Without knowing this, he has ventured to fight against me. I am too eager to fight with him. This is what happens to people who are blind. Blind people can be cured, but people proud of their blindness cannot be cured. Ravana is beyond any cure. Now, the foolish Ravana further takes another foolish decision. Now, he looks at Shuka, who has just come back after escaping, after being forgiven by Rama. Now, Ravana looks at Shuka and says, let me ask you one more thing you should do. You, along with Sarana, another spy, go back again. But this time, you must go disguised as vanaras. And now you go there and do a proper study of the Vanara army. I need now more details. Now that the army is here, we need to start preparation. Samagram sagaram tirnam dustaram vanaram balam abhuta purvam ramena sagare setu bandhanam. This entire army now has come crossing over the bridge. I have not realized this will happen, Shuka. But now time has come. I want you to go and take a proper count of the different kind of Vanara forces. Ravana is saying, Sagare setu bandham tu na shadrishyam katham chana avashyam cha api samkheyam tanmaya vanaram balam. While I cannot believe that such a huge army has crossed the ocean, I am very curious to know how many of there, what kind of army, how many are, those who are rathis, how many maharathis, how many foot soldiers, how many people are elephants, how many people are on horses. He wants to now understand how they are organized, the Vanara army, so that he can prepare accordingly. Bhavantau Vanaram Sainyam Pravishya Anupalakshitau Parimanam cha Viryam cha Yecha Mukhya Plavangama. He says, you disguised as Vanaras, enter the Vanara army. And I want to know exactly the details. You should become unrecognizable and find out all their strengths and weaknesses. Go and talk to different commanders like ordinary Vanaras. Understand what is their strategy to attack Lanka, and then come back and tell me. Ravana is making the same mistake. When we make a mistake, our mistake does not ruin us. What ruins us is our mistake to not learn from our mistakes. Ravana is repeating the mistake again and again, but unfortunately, Shuka, even though he does not want to go, he has no option. Ravana is now commanding him to go. So therefore Shuka, along with his colleague Sarana, who is another Rakshasa, both of them have this unique capability. They can change their forms. So they decide to change their form into Vanara form. Iti pratisamadishtau rakshasau shukasaranau harirupadharau virau pravishtau vanaram balam. Thus, taking the Hari Rupa of Vanaras, Shuka and Sarana, both of them come to the other side of the shore to mingle with the Vanaras. And as they get into the army, they are completely lost. It's like getting into a sea. They are unable to see the beginning and end of the army. The army is spread all over, different kinds of forces. And both of them are completely lost as to where to begin the count and where to end the count. They have never encountered this kind of an army, and they are going all over. Tau dadarshau mahatejah prachannau cha vibhishanaha achachakshe atha ramaya grihitva shukasaranau. Now, while the other Vanaras were not able to recognize these two intruders, they are going all over trying to talk to other Vanaras. They are trying to make notes, mental notes of what's going on there. But while the other Vanaras were unable to recognize them, Vibhishana is from their own camp. Vibhishana knows when even if Rakshas take a different form, Vibhishana, he himself being a Rakshasa, can easily see through. And Vibhishana could identify Shuka and Sarana trying to mingle among the Vanaras. Immediately Vibhishana comes and captures them and drags both of them towards Rama. And he says, you both will be executed here and now. And he looks at Shuka, haven't you learned from your mistakes? Just a day back, Sugriva was almost about to exterminate you, and thanks to Rama, you were forgiven. And you again come back along another spy, and you are trying to find out things, and let me drag you. So he gets both Shuka and Sarana, drags them towards Rama. And Shuka and Sarana now are trembling with fear. All the Vanaras are gathering around them. Sugriva is furious. Angada is almost ready to kill them. They're all around, they are assembling around Rama and Lakshmana as Vibhishana is dragging them. Avamya agatau saumya Ravana prahita ubhau parignatum balam kritsnam tava idam Raghunandana. Now Shuka is addressing, hey Raghunandana, hey Rama, both of us, and he is addressing Rama, hey Saumya, be gracious. You know you are too great, you are compassionate, you are so very gentle, and we both of us are here because we had no option. Ravana has sent us here. We are his spies and we have to do as per his command. And he sent us here to find out about your army, to get details on your entire army. Rama patiently listens to what Shuka and Sarana have to say. And he then looks at them gently, and then with a smile, Rama talks to them. He says, hey Shuka, hey Sarana, edidrashtum balam kritsnam mayam va susamikshitaha yatoktam va kritam karyam chandataha pratigamyatam. Looks, Shuka is shocked to listen what Rama is saying. Edidrashtam balam kritsnam mayam va susamikšitam. Hey Shuka and Sarana, were you able to do a proper survey of my entire army? Did you manage to get all the details? Vayam susamikshitava. Have you seen everything very well? Karyam kritam va. Has your operation been accomplished? I know you have come here to take all the details. I hope your operation is successful. You are able to gather details on the entire army. I hope before Vibhishana could capture you, you could manage to see every facet of this army and capture all the details. Atakinchit drishtum va bhuyasta tad drishtam marhata vibhishano va katsne punaha sandarshavishyati. Even if you have not seen something properly, I will instruct Vibhishana to take you around. Time is not lost. Don't worry. If you have not seen properly, if you have not taken all the details, I will arrange for a tour of the entire army. Vibhishana himself will take you around and you can gather all the details that you want. Don't hesitate whatsoever. You can ask the questions and take the strengths and weaknesses as you want. So, no issues whatsoever. The entire army will be shown to you in its entirety. Nachedam grahanam prapya bhetavyam jivitam prati yastas shastro gruhitau cha na dutau vadamarhata. Let me also assure you, dutas like you, he is not calling them as spies, he is calling dutas like you who come unarmed. It is not our practice to hurt you. So don't tremble in fear. Be strong. Do your job. Do your job. We will help you. I will support you. Rama is very cool. This is not what Shuka and Sarana expected. He's not only saying, I forgive you, you can go back. He's saying, be my guest. Stay here. As much time as you want. Take all the details and then go back. No problem. Everybody is shocked. What is Rama doing? Rama is very clear. When dharma is on your side, you don't need to do anything devious. You don't need to worry about what the enemy is up to. Whatever one does, when one is on the side of adharma, victory is not possible. So Rama is very, very clear about this. Rooted in dharma, he knows Ravana can do whatever he wants. There is no way he can win over adharma. It is not a fight between Rama and Ravana. It is a fight of dharma against adharma, and dharma has to win. So Rama has no doubts whatsoever, and that's exactly what the confidence that he demonstrates. This changes the perspective of everybody standing there. So now they realize that there is nothing devious that anyone needs to do when one is engaged in war against adharma. Pravishya nagarim lankam bhavadbhyam dhanadhanuja vaktavyo rakshasam raja yatoktam vachanam mama. Now Rama says to Shuka and Sarana, he says, let me also tell you, take all the details. Go back to Dhanadhanuja, he says. Who is Dhanadhanuja? Dhanadha Anuja. Anuja of Dhanadha is Kubera. Kubera, the master of all Dhana, riches. The Anuja of Dhanadha is Ravana. That Ravana is soon going to lose all his riches. It's only a matter of time. Go and please convey this message to him. Immediately after you go, before you give other details, please convey my message. And Rama says, please note this down verbatim. You have to go and tell exactly what I'm going to tell you now, so that Ravana will get the message from me straight. And he says, note down that message, he Shuka and Sarana. Yad balam cha samashritya sitam he kritavanasi taddadashya yatha kamam sasainya sakabhandava. Hey Ravana, whatever strength you thought will come to your aid, whatever brutal force that you used at the time when you came to the Dandakaranya, at the time when you took away Sita, if that is the force that you believe in, I want to see that force and show that, demonstrate that in the war against me. Soon I'm going to be in front of you. I really want to see on what strength you depended on at the time of taking away Sita from me. I want to see that force in action, here Ravana. Shvakale nagarim lankam saprakaram sathoranam rakshasam cha balam pasya sharai vidbhamsitam maya. Now Rama is not mincing any words. He is giving a straight warning to Ravana straight. Shvakale, tomorrow at the break of the day, nagarim lankam saprakaram sathoranam rakshasam cha balam pasya sharai vidbhamsitam maya. You will see my arrows demolishing the city of Lanka together with all its ramparts, all the fortifications, all the archers. all the riches of Lanka will soon be demolished, and all your army of Rakshasas are going to face the wrath of my arrows. Krodham bhimamaham mokshe balam dharaya ravana shvakale vrajavan vajram dhanaveshva iva vasavaha. Before Ravana realizes, it is not one thunderbolt of Indra that is going to attack him. Thousands and thousands of thunderbolts of Indra are going to attack him and his entire army. Ask him to be prepared. Ask him to be prepared. Let him realize what he is going to be up against. Iti pratisamadhishtau rakshasau Shuka Saranau jayeti pratinadyenam ragavam dharmavatsalam agamya nagarim lankam abrutam rakshasadipam. Receiving this, Shuka and Sarana are saying, this is now they are conveying this to Ravana. This conversation now is happening between Shuka and Sarana with Rama, and say Shuka and Sarana admiring Rama, receiving his command. They cry out saying, Jayeti pratinadyenam raghavam dharmavatsalam. May you be victorious, He Rama. May victory to be you. This is Ravana's spies telling Rama, which means they cannot contain the fact. They know what is going to happen. Vibhishana grihitautu vadarhau rakshaseshwara drishtva dharmatmana muktau ramena amita tejasa. Ramena amita tejasa. That Rama, whose valor is immeasurable, he, in spite of others, including Vibhishana, asking for our punishment, that Rama, who is amita tejasa, he forgave us and sent us back with all respects. And here we are standing in front of you, conveying Rama's message. And they continue. They don't, before Ravana could respond, Ekastara gatayatra chatvaraha purusharshabhaha lokapalopama shuraha kritatra dradavikramaha Ramo Dasharati Shriman Lakshmanacha Vibhishanaha Sugrivacha Mahateja Mahendra Samavikramaha Ete Shakta Purim Lankam Saprakaram Satoranam Utpatya Samkramirutum Sarvetishtantu Vanaraha. You should see, this is being conveyed by a Rakshasa spy to the king of Rakshasas, but what they are saying looks like somebody who is in love with Rama is speaking to Ravana. Instead of talking ill of Rama, he is praising Rama. He says, Ekastanagatayatra Chatvara Purusha Rishabha Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva, Vibhishana. All these four Mahatmas, the greats are there on the side of the army. Ravana, it is not wise for you to fight against them. Now, the spies who went to take stock of the other army now is advising Ravana. They will easily forget about the entire Vanara army. They talked about the sea of Vanara army. These four are enough. Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva and Vibhishana, these four are enough to vanquish entire army of Lanka. And then they continue. Yadrisham tasya Ramasya Rupam Praharanani cha Vadishyate Purim Lankam Ekas Tishtanti te Trayah. Why four of them? Why four of them? Rama alone, while the other three are witnessing, Rama on his own can pluck the entire Lanka and place it anywhere he wants. That is his might. You must realize this. It is not too late, He Ravana. Ailam virodhena shamo vidhiyatam pradhiyatam dasharathaya maithilim. Once again, make peace, He Ravana. Make peace. Make peace with Rama. He is already, he is Sharanagata Vatsala. Whoever goes to him, he immediately protects. There is still time for you. It's not too late. Restore Sita to Rama. Make peace with Ravana. Ravana, make peace with Rama. Obviously, Ravana is not going to listen. Immediately what Ravana does, Yadimam abhiyunjiran devagandharva dhanavaha nayeva sitam pradasyami sarvaloka bhayadapi. Devas, Gandharvas, Vanaras, Yakshas, whoever comes and attacks me, I don't care. I don't care for anything in this world. I would want to keep Sita with me. Kohi nama sapatno mam samare jetum arhati iti uktva parusham vakyam Ravano rakshasadipaha. Aruruha tatasriman prasadam hima panduram bahutala samutsedam Ravano ata vidrikshaya. It seems Ravana's palace had a rooftop and there was a huge terrace. It was almost like Mount Everest, hima panduram. And therefore Ravana, while speaking to Shuka and Sarana, he climbs the staircase going to his rooftop. And both of them go along with Ravana. He goes to the terrace. And from the terrace, he has a complete view of what is there on the shore. Now, Ravana, for the first time, ventures out to the terrace. And what he sees shocks him, shakes him to the core. He goes to the terrace and he sees Ravana cannot see any sand grains. He cannot see any tree. He cannot see anything green. What was there in front of him was seashore filled with different kinds of trees, different kinds of rocks. But now the vision that Ravana has is not what he expected. Tabhyam charabhyam sahito Ravanaha krodamurchitaha pashyamana samudram cha parvatam cha vanani cha tadarsha pratividesham susamampurnam plavangamayi. The whole area was filled with only vanaras everywhere. He couldn't see trees, he couldn't see rocks. It was an ocean of vanaras right in front of him. He was shocked to see this. He did not realize how come this huge army descended right in front of Lanka, and he was shaken. On the one hand, he was gripped with anger. On the other hand, he is now shaken with fear. Now he is seeing face to face, he is seeing the real army that he is going to be up against. Now Ravana is very keen now to understand the key people right in the army. So he asked Shuka and Sarana, why don't you talk to me about the different commanders, the leaders in the army, who are important, what kind of vanaras are leading different kinds of battalions. And Sarana then explains to Ravana. Ravana says, Ravana, look at the center. Yeshayo abhimukhyo lankam nadrasam tishtati vanaraha yutapanam sahasranam shatena parivaritaha yasya ghoshena mahata saprakara satorana. Do you see the roar coming right in the center here, Ravana? See the roar that is shaking the entire Lanka. Yasya ghoshena mahata saprakara satoranaha Lanka pravepate sarva sashaila vanakananaha satvashaka mrugendrasya sugrivasya mahatmanaha balagne tishtate viro nilo nama yesha yutapaha. That roar, look at the direction from which you can hear the roar that is shaking this entire Paris. That roar is coming from none other than the great warrior Nila. He is the heroic chief of the army, standing next to Sugriva, whose battle cry is shaking the entire Lanka, and he is raring to enter Lanka. Shuka and Sarana, while giving the message, they are still hopeful that possibly Ravana may retreat, and therefore they are trying to give a realistic picture of what Ravana is up against. Bahu pragrhyaya padbhya mahim gacchati viryavan lankam abhimukha kopan abhikshanam cha vijrumbhate girishringa pratikashaha padma kinjalka sannibhaha spotayati atisamabdho langunam cha punaha yasya langula shabdena swananti iva dishodasha yesha vanara rajena sugrivena abhishechitaha yavvarajye angado nama tvam ahpayati samyuge. Nobody would have given this kind of an introduction to Angada. They are introducing Angada to Ravana. Kopat abhikshanam cha vijrumbhate. See there, the one who is the fury, embodiment of fury there, who is there with whose anger personified, knitting his eyebrows, very ready to attack. Girishringa pratikasha padma kinjalka sammibaha. He is red in color like the filament of a lotus in hue, resembling like a mountain peak. Spotayati atisamabruddho langulam cha punah punaha, who is continuously lashing out his massive tail. Can you hear the splashing sound of the tail? That is none other than Angada. If with his tail he can make the sound which you can hear far away, imagine the strength of Angada. Angada, he is the Yuvaraja, son of Vali. Remember Ravana, son of Vali? The name sounds a bell? He is son of Vali and he is as strong as Vali, and just with the squashing sound of his tail, Lanka is shaking. That is his strength, and he is there ready to fight against us. Etasya mati sarva yadrishta janakatmaja hanumata vegavata ragavasya hitaikshinaha. This Angada is the one who led the vanaras, in which Hanuman was one of the members, in search of Sita, and it is thanks to Angada's leadership Hanuman came all the way, knocking at the doors of Lanka and eventually burning away the whole of Lanka. And look at that. Anuvali suta sapi balena mahata vrataha virastishtati samgrame setu heturayam nalaha. Look there. That is Nala, the great Nala, the one who built the bridge with which all the Vanaras crossed over the ocean and came here. Look at the Vanara called Shweta. He is of silver hue, who is quick-witted, who is clever. He is waiting for the war against Ravana. Hey Ravana, look at the corner there. The mountain called Ramya on the banks of Gomati was renowned for its king, who is called Kumuda. This Kumuda is the Vanara chief who is standing there. He is a leader for lakhs of these Vanaras and he is ready to fight against you. Look at that fierce Vanara called Kanda, who has long coppery hair, who has blonde hair, and who is yearning to destroy Lanka and its forces. Look at the general Rambha, who resembles like a lion. He is ready to, on his own, consume the whole of Lanka. Look at Sarabha, who is the commander-in-chief, who comes from the mountains of Vindhyas with immense energy. He will strike terror in the army of Rakshasas. Look at Panasa, the general, who is like Indra taking charge of the Vanaras and is ready to fight against you. Look at Vinata, who is like the mountain Dardura, and Ravana. These are all, I have only covered some part of the army and I have only introduced you to some commanders who are all as valorous as anybody you can think of on your side. Therefore, it is too late for you now to prepare. But as your spies, we are doing your job, and thus Sarana gives a very detailed account of the Vanara army. Ravana is yet to digest all this information. Shuka is also waiting to see what would be Ravana's response. How is he going to react to this? Ravana standing on the terrace. Luckily for him, his legs are covered because his legs are shaking. For the first time, Ravana is looking at the sea of army of Vanaras and he is trembling in fear and he is wondering what should be my next steps. And possibly from the other side of the shore, the Vanara army could see in the distance Ravana along with his spies. What happens next, we will see in the coming session. Jai Shri Ram.